Kundalini-Mantra yoga.
Kundalini-Mantra yoga.
Кундалини – это основная энергия человека, которая находится в основании его тела, в районе крестца и половых
Kundalini
органов.
is the basic energy of the human being that is located at the base of the body, somewhere around the sacrum and genitals. Yoga teaches that on the path of spiritual growth, yogis get the opportunity to use this energy to awaken many wonderful but dormant faculties. Moreover, some schools of yoga state that without engaging Kundalini, it is impossible to achieve samadhi, the superconscious state of a person, also called cosmic consciousness. Mantra yoga is the science of spiritual vibrations that allows to awaken the Kundalini energy even in people who have recently stepped on the path of yoga and thus greatly accelerating their spiritual growth. Mantra yoga offers a powerful tool for self-exploration. Mantra yoga changes both the inner world of a person and the surrounding universe to the better. Mantra yoga is considered to be one of the simplest in practice. However, explaining the principles and mechanisms how it works is one of the most challenging tasks. Because of this, many yoga practitioners neglect mantra yoga as insufficiently justified from the theoretical point of view. From ancient times and to the present day, we find evidences of the magical power of human speech. Sometimes we learn it from the eyewitnesses who have visited the shamans of America, Africa, and Siberia. Sometimes from the legends about the priests of various religions and traditions. It can be a description of the miraculous powers of prayers uttered by monks, anchorites, or by ordinary, truly faithful people. Various ethnic fairy tales and ancient myths tell us about the immense power of spells and about the might they give to people. It seems that entire countries and states were established by the power of a truthful word. Moreover, the more primitive the nation we consider, the more echoes of the science of word we will find. And the more educated and civilized the nation is, there will be less understanding of this subject. Indeed, the human mind in its pride is bound to deny everything that it doesn't understand, as well as everything that doesn't have enough rigorous arguments. This is our payoff for the separation from nature and for a dissonant, unbalanced development. We must admit that we have less understanding of certain issues than our poorly educated neighbors on the planet. Fortunately, great knowledge of the powers of the word has been preserved for us by the sages of the East. This knowledge is called mantra yoga. In this video, you will learn what mantra yoga is. As we stated before, the theory of mantra yoga is very difficult to explain. Therefore, we will present it in a simplified version. In the second part of the video, you will learn the practical exercises of this yoga. Once you master the science of mantra yoga, you will discover new horizons to change yourself and the world for the better. Ancient yogis teach us that the entire darkness of the world will disappear in the light of mantra vidya.
В начале всего был запредельный, не поддающийся описанию абсолют.
In the beginning, there was only the beyond inexpressible absolute. There was no one nor anything else around him. We can't even say in the beginning because there was neither time nor space.
Мы также не можем
Space and
сказать, что
time
он
were
был,
created
потому
by
что
the
тогда не
Absolute
было
later.
никого другого, кто мог бы нам об этом рассказать.
We also cannot say that the Absolute existed,
Не
because
было
there
даже
was no
самого
one else
понятия о
who could
том,
tell us
что
about
что-то
it.
может быть в единственном или множественном числе. Не было понятия числа.
Even the notion that something can be in singular or plural
Тут же
form didn't
возникает
exist,
вопрос,
because the
откуда мы об
concept
этом
of
знаем,
numbers
если
didn't
не было
exist?
ничего и никого, кто бы мог бы нам
This
рассказать об
immediately
этом
brings up
моменте?
a question. How do we know about it if there was nothing or
Джнана-йога
anyone
дает
who could tell
следующий
us about
ответ на
this
этот
moment?
вопрос. Мы знаем, что тогда все было именно так, потому что нам
Jnana
рассказал
Yoga
об этом
gives the
сам
following
Абсолют.
answer to this question. We know that everything
Частица
happened like
запредельного
that
Абсолюта
because the
находится внутри
Absolute
каждого
itself
из
told
нас, и
us.
эта частица содержит в себе все знание о
Inside each of
сотворении
us,
мира.
there is a particle of the
Но
beyond
только
the
лишь
limits
мудрецы
Absolute,
могут извлечь
and
из
this
себя
particle
это
contains
знание
all the
путем
knowledge about the
йогических
creation
методов
of the world.
самопознания.
But only sages can retrieve this knowledge
Эта
from their
частица
inside
Абсолюта внутри
through means of
человека
yogic
является его
methods of
бессмертной душой
self-exploration.
или его «я», его атманом.
This particle of the Absolute inside a person is the immortal
Итак, в нашем
soul, or the
современном
person's
понимании в
self,
начале
their
всего был
Atma.
невыразимый словами Абсолют, который пребывал в надличностном
Thus, in our
состоянии,
modern
и не было
understanding,
ничего,
in the
кроме
beginning
Абсолюта.
there was the inexpressible by words Absolute, which
Надличностное
existed in a
состояние
transpersonal
Абсолюта
state,
означает,
and there
что
was
нет
nothing but the
разделения на
Absolute.
«я» или «не я», на «снаружи» или
The
«внутри».
transpersonal
Это
state of the
состояние
Absolute
выше и
means that there
грандиознее,
is no
чем все эти
differentiation into
понятия.
self and not self, into outside and inside. This state is higher
Затем
and greater
Абсолют
than
пожелал
all these
проявить себя
concepts.
как личность. Это пожелание или волеизъявление породило
Then
вибрацию или
the
колебание,
Absolute desired
которое
to manifest
называется
itself as
паранада.
individuality. This wish or expressed will generated a vibration or oscillation which is called
Или
paranada,
запредельная вибрация.
or ineffable vibration.
Это колебание создало или проявилось как майя или иллюзия.
This oscillation has created or manifested itself as Maya or illusion. Maya is an operator that makes one object seem to be something different than it is. Maya or illusion has separated the infinite part from the trans-individual
И
Absolute.
эта часть стала сверхличностью или сверхличностным богом Брахманом.
And this part became the super-individual or super-individual
Так как он
God
проявился
Brahman.
через звучание вибрации, то его также называют Шабда Брахманом или звучащим
Since it
Брахманом.
manifested itself through the sound of vibration, it is also called Shabda Brahman or sounding Brahman.
Это было начало творения всей Вселенной. Именно тогда возникло
That was the
понятие
beginning of
числа
creation
и
of the
были
whole
созданы
universe.
принципы для возникновения времени.
That was the time when the
С этого
concept of
момента мы
numbers
можем
emerged
говорить о
and the
едином
principles for time to begin
сверхличностном
were
вечном
created.
Боге или сверхличностном
From
Абсолюте.
this point, we can talk about a one super-individual
Этот
and
великий,
eternal God,
единый
or the
сверхличностный
super-individual
Абсолют
Absolute.
предстал в виде бесконечно малой точки или сферы,
This great
которая называется
one
парабинду.
super-individual Absolute appeared as an infinitely small point or sphere called Parabindu.
Парабинду затем станет основой для всего дальнейшего творения.
Parabindu then
Итак,
became the
изначальная
basis for
воля
all further
Абсолюта произвела
creation.
изначальную вибрацию, которая породила майю, иллюзию. А
Thus,
майя
the
дала
initial
толчок
will of the
возникновению
Absolute
Вселенной.
created the original vibration that generated Maya, the illusion,
Возникает
and
вопрос,
Maya then
чем
gave the
была эта
impulse to create the
изначальная
universe.
вибрация? Ответ дается следующий.
The question
Это была
arises, what
самая
was this
первая
original
мантра, и в
vibration?
человеческом произношении
The
она
answer is,
звучит как слог Ом.
it was the first mantra, and in human articulation, it sounds as the syllable Om.
А точнее, как Аум.
More precisely, as
Или
Aum,
поток гласных звуков, переходящих один в другой.
or the flow of vowels that change from one to another.
М в конце — это не буква М, а прекращение звучания гласных, когда человек смыкает губы
M
после
at the end is
произнесения
not the letter M, but the termination of the sounding vowels when we close our lips after having
Возникает
pronounced the
другой
sound
вопрос, а
U.
какое отношение человеческая речь имеет к изначальной вибрации Абсолюта?
Another question arises:
Чтобы
what
понять
is the
это, надо
relation between
вспомнить,
human
что такое
speech and the
вибрация.
original vibration of the Absolute?
Вибрация есть колебание некой среды
To
или
understand this,
субстанции
we
по
should
какому-то
recall what vibration
периодическому
is.
закону. С
A
некими
vibration is a
характеристиками, такими
fluctuation
как
of certain
частота,
environment or
продолжительность и
substance
другими.
according to some periodic law with certain
В случае
characteristics
человеческой
such as
речи это
frequency,
вибрации
duration,
воздуха,
and others.
когда мы говорим вслух, или вибрации мысли,
In the
когда мы
case of
говорим про
human
себя.
speech, this is a
А в
vibration of
случае
air
сотворения
when we speak
Вселенной
aloud,
это вибрация
or the
абсолюта в
vibration of
абсолюте.
thought when we speak to ourselves.
И в первом, и во
And
втором
in case
случае
of the
характеристики
universe
этих
creation,
двух
it is the
вибраций
vibration
подобны,
of the
то есть
Absolute in
их
the
частоты,
Absolute itself.
последовательность и так далее.
In both cases, the characteristics of these
Разница
two
лишь в том,
vibrations
что
are similar,
изначальная
that
вибрация
is, their
Абсолюта в
frequency,
Абсолюте
sequence,
проходит вне
etc.
времени и пространства. Время и пространство как раз
The
были
only
созданы
difference is
этой
that the
вибрацией.
original vibration of the Absolute in the Absolute
А в
is
случае
beyond time
человеческой
and space.
речи
Moreover,
вибрация – это
time and
колебание
space were
воздуха
created by
внутри
this
пространства
vibration.
и времени.
In the case of human speech,
Но
a
закон, по
vibration
которому
is the
построены
oscillation
обе
of
эти
air
вибрации,
in space and
одинаков.
time. But the
Итак,
law
первая
on which
мантра
both
«Ом» послужила
vibrations were
началом
built on
творения.
is the same. So, the first mantra Om was the beginning of creation.
Затем высший, единый, вечный Брахман пожелал проявиться, как многие существа. То есть
Then,
единый
the one
захотел
eternal
стать
Supreme
многим.
Brahman wished to manifest itself in the form
Для
of many
этого он решил
creatures,
разделиться на две части.
meaning the oneness wished to become many.
Вновь Майя была той силой, которая разделила
To do
единое
this,
и
the
заставила
Absolute
единое
decided to
предстать
split into
как
two parts.
двойственное.
Again, it was Maya, that power that
Таким
has
образом,
divided the
возникла
oneness
та
and made this
божественная
oneness
пара,
appear as
которая в
dual.
разных традициях стала именоваться как энергия и
Thus,
сознание,
the divine
Пракрити
couple
и
emerged,
Пуруша,
which
Шива
in
и
various
Шакти,
traditions
или
is known
вечная
as
пара
the
влюбленных.
energy and the consciousness,
Эта пара
Prakriti and
предстала как
Purusha,
бесконечно
Shiva
малая
and Shakti,
окружность,
or the
окруженная
eternal
тонкой
couple of
линией Майи
lovers.
и разделенная на
This
две
couple
половины линии
appeared
Майи.
as infinitesimal circle, surrounded by a thin
проходил
line of Maya
следующим
and
образом.
divided into two
Воля
halves
единого
by a line of
Брахмана
Maya.
видоизменила
The underlying
изначальную
process
вибрацию
was the
мантры
following. The will of the one Brahman has modified the primordial vibration of mantra Om.
И эта новая вибрация породила новую Майю, которая разделила единое на две части.
This new vibration spawned a new Maya, which has divided the oneness into two parts. According to some sources, this new vibration has an equivalent vibration in the human language, which sounds like the Sanskrit syllable Hrim.
является мантрой, порождающей великую Майю или иллюзию двойственности.
Thus, this mantra, or the syllable Hrim, is the mantra that generates the great Maya, or the illusion of duality, which made oneness appear as dual. The original vibration that created Maya had two features: the manifested feature of eternal impermanence and the hidden unmanifested feature of eternal immutability. After separation, one part of the one Absolute merged with that part of the original vibration of Maya, which had the feature of eternal impermanence, and the other part merged with the feature of the eternal immutability. That part of the one Brahman, which merged with Maya of impermanence, began to display features of perpetual modifications of itself. Later, this part became known as the energy and the matter of all kinds, and is called Shakti, the female principle of the universe. The second part, which has merged with the other aspect of Maya, began to display features of the eternally unchanging permanent principle known as consciousness that was named Paramashiva, the masculine principle of the universe. Graphically, it is represented by a white dot inside a red circle, where the white dot is Paramashiva, the supreme consciousness of the universe, and the red circle is Shakti, the entire energy of the universe. Thus, the red circle is the supreme Brahman manifested in the form of vibration. It is called the creating absolute or Shakti. After that, Shakti broke the red circle, which was the manifested part of the primordial vibration Om, into many pieces. That is, she broke the continuous vibration Om into multiple fragments. Each of these fragments further became a letter of the alphabet. Each of these vibrations became one or another manifestation of Shakti, or the primordial energy of the universe. Together, these letters became the body of Shakti, which is called Kamarupa, or body of desire. Graphically, it is represented by a down-pointing triangle consisting of the letters of the alphabet. In the center of this triangle, there is a dot, which is the symbol of Paramashiva, or the higher consciousness of the universe. According to many ancient sources, all other objects and phenomena in the universe were created from various combinations of these vibrations. Just as the letters of the alphabet can make any word, these numerous vibrations created all the objects and phenomena in the universe. Thus, the manifested part of the original mantra Om has created the energy of the universe, and the hidden part of that mantra gave birth to the consciousness of the universe. For this reason, in mantra yoga, the mantras are classified as mantras of energy and mantras of consciousness. Such mantras as Om contain both the aspect of energy and the aspect of consciousness. Therefore, they are called mantras of names. The mantras of names are the most powerful mantras of vibrations. All the variety of manifestations of the Shakti energy in the universe is represented as a red-colored area.
Проявления высшего сознания Вселенной изображают в виде области белого цвета.
The manifestation of the higher consciousness of the universe is represented as a white-colored area.
А границу, которая их разделяет, в виде небесно-голубого цвета. Таким образом,
And the border that separates them has a sky blue color. Thus, the red color is a symbol of the creative energy. It is the energy and matter of all kinds, and it is the maternal aspect of the world. The white color is the consciousness managing the universe.
А небесно-голубой цвет – это символ неразрывной связи сознания и энергии.
And the sky blue color is a symbol of the inseparable, continuous connection between the consciousness and the energy. It is a symbol defining that there is no energy without consciousness and no consciousness without energy. The area of sky blue color is the cosmic prana that connects the consciousness and the energy. Thus, prana manifests itself as both as the energy and the consciousness. Like the mantra Om, prana contains simultaneously both manifested and hidden vibrations that created the whole world.
Следующим шагом стало сотворение многочисленных атманов или индивидуальных «я».
The next step was the creation of numerous atmas or individual selves. Every living self was created in the image and likeness of the one Brahman. Meaning that in this universe, the beyond individual self appears and creates through two inherent aspects, through the aspect of energy and the aspect of consciousness. The process of creation of each self was realized by means of mantras of names. The mantra of the name is such a mantra in which both the manifested vibration of energy and the hidden vibration of consciousness are equally present.
Когда во Вселенной возникли мантры имен, то каждая из них отделила частичку сознания от всеобщего сознания Вселенной.
When mantras of names appeared in the universe, then each of them has separated a part of consciousness from the universal consciousness and a part of energy from the universal energy.
Таким образом, каждая индивидуальная душа – это частичка высшего, единого, неуничтожимого Брахмана.
Thus, each individual soul is a part of the Supreme One, indestructible Brahman, separated from the whole by Maya or illusion that was generated by the vibration of the mantra of name. Each individual soul or Atma has in its possession a small part of the energy and a small part of the consciousness of the great Brahman. The evolutionary goal of each soul is to expand or grow to the size of the Supreme Brahman. To do this, each self, from one life to another, increases its portion of energy and its portion of consciousness. The energy and the consciousness of every living being are connected to each other. If one increases, then the other increases as well. Each self increases its consciousness and energy by expressing its will. The will is a property that every living being has inherited from the Supreme Creator, the Brahman. By means of the will, the Brahman has created the whole world. Through the will, every soul develops, grows, and reaches the beyond absolute. The individual soul can increase energy and consciousness by different methods. In Mantra Yoga, the energy of the Atman increases with the help of the mantras of energy. And the power of the consciousness increases with the help of the mantras of consciousness. The mantras of name increase the energy and the consciousness simultaneously. The manifestation of each individual soul in this universe is graphically presented by a small area or a region that separates the portion of consciousness and the portion of energy from the universal consciousness and energy. The number of individual cells in the universe is infinite.
Частица энергии каждого живого существа тождественна высшей энергии Вселенной и называется энергией Кундалини.
The portion of energy of every living being is identical to the higher energy of the universe and is called Kundalini energy. The essence of the Kundalini energy is the same as the entire energy of the universe. This is a manifested vibration of the original mantra that has created the whole world. Therefore, the body of the Kundalini energy is a mantra. Living beings do not have two energies, as well as they do not have two consciousness. Any energy that every living being manifests is just one of manifestations of the Kundalini energy. Any word that a human being says aloud or mentally is a manifestation of the creative Kundalini energy. In the next stage of evolution, the energy and the consciousness began to create the basic elements that form the universe. Graphically, It is presented by a process of divergence or separation of the energy from the consciousness. At this stage, the consciousness is presented by a small white dot or circle, and the energy is in the form of a red dot or circle. And the thread or the tube that connects them has a sky blue color. This tube or channel is empty inside. The void means that there is no space and time inside the tube. This empty sky blue tube that connects consciousness and the energy is called Sushumna, or the central channel of any living being. Meaning, Sushumna is that path that connects the consciousness and the energy, and as it is beyond time and space, therefore it is straight. With distancing itself from the consciousness, the energy or the Kundalini energy was creating one element of the universe after another. Each element was created from a particular vibration that was produced by the Kundalini energy. The first element that was created by the Kundalini energy was the element of mind. From that moment, we can speak about the universal or cosmic mind. The mind is an element that consists of the thinnest vibrations of the energy, and the light of consciousness shines through the mind to the greatest degree. The next element that was created by the Kundalini energy was the element of space. Our usual or physical space is an instance of that original space. Other manifestations of space are known as space of dreams, space of imagination, space of memories, and so on. The next step was the establishment of the principles of air, then the principle of fire, the principles of water, and the principle of earth. The principle of earth was created from the vibrations that sounded like the syllable lamp. The principle of earth is a principle that consists of the roughest vibrations of the energy, and the consciousness shines through it to the least degree. After creating the earth principle, the Kundalini energy has created numerous channels on Nadi.
Два наиболее важные и известные из них – это Ида-нади.
Two of most important and famous of them are the Ida Nadi and Pingala Nadi.
Энергия Кундалини замкнулась сама на себе.
After creating all the elements in the universe, the Kundalini energy has locked on itself. It means that it started to absorb its own creative energy. In ancient texts, it is said that it has fallen asleep. Graphically, in this state, it is presented as a spiral or a snake, coiled in 3.5 turns, and holding its tail in the mouth. It will be in this state in every living being. And only yogis can awaken it. This explains the many miraculous powers manifested by people who practice yoga. Any energy that a person shows, be that physical energy, energy of thoughts, energy of words, and so on, it is just the difference between the energy that Kundalini creates and the energy that it consumes every moment. According to the ancient sources, if a person has realized and fully awakened Kundalini, their abilities become endless.
Одним из наиболее сильных проявлений энергии кундалини у обычного человека является его сексуальная энергия.
One of the most powerful manifestations of the Kundalini energy in an average person is their sexual energy. If a person uses the sexual energy in the right way, Then, over time, they will get the ability to awaken the Kundalini energy. The art of the right usage of sexual energy is acquired through the study of one's own sexuality, through the ability to control it, as well as through numerous physical and mental exercises of Tantra Yoga. Mantra Yoga is one of the most powerful tools for managing the sexual energy. This is the reason why Mantra Yoga is the cornerstone of Tantra Yoga. There's a saying that without Mantra Yoga, there is no Tantra Yoga. Thus, any word we utter is a manifestation of our unified energy, the Kundalini energy. This is how the speech process works. Our will orders the Kundalini energy to create a vibration of a particular type, which corresponds to a particular word. The Kundalini energy produces this vibration. Kundalini itself is a vibration. Thus, to create this new vibration, it partially modifies itself. At this stage, the word is a subtle vibration of the Kundalini energy. This is called the state of para. That is, the future word is in the para state or transcendent state. Then the vibration begins to rise to the navel center. Thus, the vibration moves from the finest plane, which constitutes the body of Kundalini, to a denser area of the navel center. Although the medium of the vibration changes, the vibration itself remains the same. This new state of vibration in the navel center is called Pashanti. Further still, the vibration rises above to the heart center. And again, the vibration is the same, but its medium becomes denser. Finally, the vibration of the word rises from the heart center to the tongue and lips and begins to propagate in the air and is perceived as human speech. So again, the vibration moves from a finer medium to a denser one and appears as a physical vibration of air. On the way from Kundalini to the lips, this vibration will certainly weaken in an average person. This is also because we are burdened with karma, and the vibrations of the word dampen and get distorted. But despite all this, any word still has a certain creative power. In pure and strong people, this power is greater than in everyone else.
Вместе с тем существуют особые слова силы, которые называются мантры.
However, there are special words of power called mantras. These words, and sometimes entire sentences, carry gigantic power. And if we utter these words of mantra, we produce a tremendous impulse that affects the entire universe. In addition, there are mantras that clean us and burn all negative karma. There are mantras that fulfill our desires. And finally, there are mantras that give us all the four goals of life, for which we are born in this world. These goals are called Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Thus, a person who chants the mantras in a special way completely destroys all negative karma, lives a happy life, and attains liberation at the end of life.
Все мудрецы и йоги древности единодушны в оценке могущества мантра-йоги.
All sages and yogis of the ancient times were unanimous in assessing the power of mantra yoga.
Обрели сверхъестественные силы и достигли запредельных духовных высот.
A large number of people have gained supernatural powers and reached exorbitant heights thanks to mysterious spiritual mantras of the mantra yoga.
Мудрецы и йоги древности передали это некогда закрытое от непосвященных знание всем тем, кто
The sages and yogis of antiquity revealed this knowledge, which was once hidden from the uninitiated, to all of those who are interested in the science of self-knowledge, to all those who act for the good of all living beings. The practice of mantra yoga.
Упражнение мантра-йоги. Прежде чем приступить к упражнениям мантра-йоги, вам следует выбрать подходящее для этого место. Крайне желательно, чтобы это было
Prior to practicing mantra yoga, you should choose a suitable place for it. It is strongly advised to find a quiet, secluded place where no one will hear you and you would not be disturbed. In the early stages of mastering mantra yoga, it is helpful to do this exercise as loudly as possible. Thus, you should consider this issue very carefully as not to disturb other people. In addition, you should observe the principle of secrecy. In mantra yoga, it is said that if you keep your practice to yourself, success can come much quicker. There are some exercises, some mantras, with which it is very difficult to get a result unless you keep it a secret. And if you do not have a suitable place for practice, then practice wherever possible. Before the start of the practice, it is highly recommended to take a bath, shower, or simply rub yourself with a wet towel. It is also useful to keep silent for a while before starting the practice and right after it. You can practice mantra yoga as long as you want. There are no restrictions for the duration. You can start with 15 minutes a day and gradually increase the time. Thus, you will find your time span. You can do the exercises standing, sitting, or lying down. It is better if your spine is straight. Do not be ashamed of your voice. Do not try to make it more beautiful and harmonious. Let it be natural. Moreover, sometimes it happens that the more brute and ugly you think your voice is, the stronger is the effect of the exercise. And if you have an opportunity to learn the exercises under the guidance of a yoga instructor, do so. If you cannot find an instructor or the instructor doesn't inspire confidence, begin to learn and practice the exercises on your own. You can try to practice without a video, using it as an instructor. The mantra yoga science contains many secrets and nuances impossible to cover in this video. Therefore, do not stop learning and reflecting on the hidden principles of mantra yoga. Believe me, it is really hard to understand the meaning of mantra yoga. A person who knows the principles of mantras can be called jnana yogi, and this is a very high distinction. If, despite all of the attempts to understand the principle of mantra yoga, you do not succeed in it, don't get discouraged and keep practicing all the exercises of this yoga, and you will get the results regardless if you understand the meaning or not. In mantra yoga, as in any yoga, the most important thing is an honest, continuous, and consistent practice. First exercise M. Sit straight, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Slowly exhale through your nostrils. Keep the mouth closed. Simultaneously, chant the sound M until you have exhaled all the air. Take another full deep breath and continue chanting the sound M. Do this exercise for 5 minutes. You can play with the sound by changing the tonality, by contracting your throat muscles in different ways. Find a frequency when your body will start resonating in various regions. Learn to do this exercise in such a way to physically not hear any outer sounds. This happens when your eardrums oscillate in resonance with the vibrations of your voice.
Упражнение М с Кхичари-мудрой. Делайте все то же самое, как и в первом упражнении. Только во время выполнения...
Exercise number 2, M with Kachari Mudra. Repeat the same as in exercise number 1, but while doing it, raise the tip of your tongue as high as possible, as if you try to swallow it. Hold your tongue this way as long as possible. If you feel pain or fatigue, drop the tongue for several seconds and raise it back.
Третье упражнение – мантра А. Сядьте прямо, закройте глаза.
Third exercise, the mantra A. Sit straight, close your eyes, take a deep breath through your nose. On exhalation, chant the sound A until you have discarded all the air. Take another full deep breath and repeat the exercise. Do this exercise for 10 minutes. Try to completely engage and immerse yourself into the uttered vibration.
Четвертое упражнение – мантра О. Делайте все то же самое, что и в предыдущем упражнении, только
Exercise number 4, mantra O. Do the same as in the previous exercise, but chant the sound O.
Пятое упражнение – мантра У. За звуком О произносите звук У.
Exercise number 5, mantra U. After the sound O, chant the sound U.
Сядьте прямо, закройте глаза и сделайте полный вдох через нос.
Mantra
С
Om.
выдохом начните
Sit
произносить
straight,
звук «а»,
close your eyes,
представляя
take a
себе,
deep
как
breath
волна
through your
энергии
nose.
начинает вибрировать
On
в
exhalation,
основании тела,
chant the
в районе
sound
крестца и
Ah,
половых
visualizing how the wave of
Затем
energy
представьте
starts
себе,
vibrating
как
at
эта
the base
волна
of your
энергии
body and the
начинает
sacrum and
подниматься вверх
genitals
по
region.
позвоночнику в область
Then
пупка.
imagine how this wave of
Как только
energy
волна энергии
raises
достигнет
higher
этой
on the
области,
spinal cord
видоизмените звук
until the
«о» в
navel
звук «у».
region.
Представьте себе,
At this
как
point,
волна энергии поднимается
change the
вверх по
sound
центру
O
груди, проходит по
for U.
позвоночнику в районе шеи,
Imagine
проходит
that the
сквозь
wave of
голову,
energy moves higher than the heart region, through the spinal
Как
cord it
только
passes the
волна
neck,
достигнет
the
этой
head,
области,
and reaches the top
видоизмените
of the
звук
head.
«у» в звук «м».
As soon
Вы
as the
можете
wave
выполнять
reaches
это
this
упражнение
region,
на одном
change the
выдохе,
sound
либо
U
в
for
течение
M.
нескольких выдохов, так как вам
This
будет удобно.
exercise can be
Повторяйте
executed
это
either on
упражнение
one
в
or
течение
several
10 минут.
exhalations. Repeat this exercise for 10 minutes.
Седьмое упражнение. Делайте то же самое, как в предыдущем упражнении, но только закройте уши.
Exercise number 7. Do the same as in the previous exercise, but close your ears with your thumbs. This will allow you to concentrate more on the inner vibrations of your body.
Мритюнджая мантра. Перепишите с экрана текст этой мантры и разучите его.
Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Copy from the screen the text of this mantra and learn it. Then retreat in a quiet place and repeat this mantra for at least 108 times in one session. This mantra has enormous healing powers. According to ancient yogis, it grants security, health, satisfaction, and final liberation. It is considered that this mantra protects from all kinds of accidents. And in ancient texts, it is mentioned that this mantra can grant the powers to heal. It is recommended to chant this mantra immersed in water till the level of navel. If you want to practice advanced and dangerous types of yoga, it is highly recommended to master this mantra.
Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityoram Kshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityoram Kshiyamamritat.
Гайатри мантра. Перепишите с экрана текст Гайатри мантры и разучите его.
Gayatri Mantra. Copy from the screen the text of the Gayatri Mantra and learn it. Then retreat in a quiet place and repeat this mantra for at least 108 times in one session. According to yogis, this mantra grants prosperity, wealth, health, success, knowledge of yoga, and final liberation.